Hey guys, and welcome back to another Warlords of Draenor video. This time we're going to be talking about their social philosophy going into the next expansion, and this was something they talked about at pretty decent length in the systems panel, and honestly I think it's a very interesting topic of discussion. So first of all, they said that they're emphasizing social gameplay, and that one of the things they want to do as much as possible is remove the barriers that prevent people from getting to know each other. So previously there has been a lot of matchmaking, and actually this has been one of my personal criticism with the game. So much of it is just a match-made menu, and often it's easier to just matchmake something than play with friends. They had a bit of an anecdote that there was times in the office when people would just, like when they were playing the game in the office, because I suppose maybe they're able to do that, and what would happen is, if there was like two people, sometimes one of them would just go and randomly queue content while the other one made coffee. They could have played together, they probably wanted to play together, but the convenience and this whole matchmaking thing meant that they really just ended up not doing that. And while that may be okay in the first, 5-10 minutes, you think, oh right, that's nice and convenient, but what it means is that there's less social connections in the game, and at the end of the day in an MMO, what keeps people playing is their social connections. The more people you know, the more people you can experience the content with, the more people you can do the various modes of raiding with, of PvP, and just hang around and being friends with. At the end of the day, it's, friends and other people that keep many of us in the game, and the more they emphasize this, the better, and the more that they try to make friendships happen in an organic manner, then the better. So they want matchmaking to be a last resort. For example, you'd only really do it if none of your friends are online, and I think that definitely is a nice way of doing things. And also, with some of the changes they are making to matchmaking, if you are just coming to this game with no friends from outside that are playing it, then there will be perhaps more opportunities to make friends in-game, which is quite cool. So they want Raid Finder to feel more like a tourist mode, which encourages people to try out the normal mode. So essentially Raid Finder is really, it's very easy, you go in there to see the content so that you're not left behind, and you keep on understanding the story of the different patches going ahead, and I think this does make sense. Anytime they try to put mechanics into Raid Finder, it just ends up being horrific. No one has any fun. There's wipes everywhere, and it's not wipes because of engaging in interesting difficulty, it's wipes because of people being really silly. So by making Raid Finder a tourist mode, I think this is nice. It pushes people into normal mode. Now do bear in mind the normal mode in Warlords of Draenor is going to be akin to flexible mode in Mists of Pandaria, and heroic mode in Warlords of Draenor is going to be a bit like normal in Mists of Pandaria. So this is quite nice, and this whole expansion of the flexible raid system is really leading to this, in that both normal and heroic raids will be flexible, meaning you can do them from anywhere from 10 to 25 people. They have added, to replace heroic, they have added a new one called Mythic, and Mythic is a 20-player only one, so it's more for the hardcore guys. But for the people who are just doing their flexible raids in Mists of Pandaria and their normal ones, you will now have flexible versions of both in the form of normal and heroic. I know that could be a little bit confusing, but well, listen again if you don't get it. It does make sense. Now they're also going to make a more robust group finder, and actually there currently is a group finder in the game. The slight caveat is that it's absolutely terrible. Now, a lot of you have probably heard of a mod called OQ, or an add-on, and this is really great because it allows people, it facilitates cross-realm grouping and that sort of thing. Well, Blizzard are going to make their own implementation of it, and based on what they said, this will work for any kind of content. Nearly, in my head actually, my first impression was it was almost as if you posted an advert for what you want to do. For example, say finishing Frostmourne, I'd say probably you can post an achievement that you want to do with other people or that kind of thing. I'd say this will probably mainly be used for a lot of content like that, but also for setting up some pugs for normal raiding, which I think could be really cool. And this is a feature that can be really well expanded upon. I'd like it if you could leave other players, well, in essence, I would like it if you could leave other people like a review. If they've been a good, helpful, nice, friendly player, then they get a review. The only problem is that could be penalized. So perhaps, it's hard. But at the end of the day, this is a very cool system. It's something they can definitely do a lot of work with. So yeah, now they've also done a little bit of a thing with Dungeon Finder. Now, there used to be a thing called Luck of the Draw, which gave you rewards for the more random people that were in your group, and the reason why Luck of the Draw was in there was to encourage people to do the matchmaking, because honestly they didn't think many people would do it. Well, didn't that one bite them in the ass? I don't know if Luck of the Draw is still going to be in there, but what I do know is there's a new one in there called Stacking the Deck, and this will give you bonus valor when you play with friends. And the quote is, imagine 10% bonus valor for every friend you play with. Now I'm going to assume this includes like your friend list and your guild and that kind of thing. And you can, there's another very cool feature, is that you can re-queue. So let's just say you go into a random match-made group, okay? Now that group can then afterwards re-queue as a group of friends in order to get this 10% bonus valor per player. Now this is really nice because it helps actually take a random match-made group, and if they get on well together, then they add each other to their friends list and away they go again. You've just formed a group of players that can play the game together. Now I know this is a very idealistic way of looking at it, and that probably won't happen all the time in actual, like in the game, but I do think this will mean is that this can at least happen more often, and we can build more and more social bridges between people in the game, hopefully to make just everything a little bit better, because at the end of the day, if everyone's being social, if everyone's being nice to each other, then it's a better game for everyone involved. So, yeah, that's their new social philosophy. It's probably the same as their old social philosophy, now that they're just doing something about it. Anyway, stay tuned to the channel for lots and lots and lots of BlizzCon footage. There's over 20 videos up in the minute, and plenty more to come as I have even more panels and other games to cover. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you next time.